Today we went on a tour up at Cape Leveque or Calderman. So we took this road, which is now a made road, past all these places because unfortunately they were closed due to COVID and Aboriginal community, and we did a full day tour, the Brian Lee tour. Calderman, waiting for the Brian Lee tag along tour. How pretty is this? You can camp here, but we couldn't get in here, unfortunately. And all the Aboriginal communities are closed up on the Cape, up on the Dampier Peninsula, so you can't even do the free camping that we were hoping to do. We were hoping to spend 3 or 4 days here, and we've just come up for the day. So we're off on our tag-along tour, which we're heading down to the beach. And there's 7 cars all up.
You got to blow it?
Yeah, already.
Already?
Oh dear.
Not a good start. It's alright, I got other shoes there.
Ah, fine. We're just going to have a look at some tracks here, guys. And see if you can tell us what it is. What is this one here? See that? That is from a little rodent called a dunno.
How big do they grow?
They vary in size. The big ones, adult ones, about that big, and the little ones are anywhere up to about that big. And they hop along with their back legs together, and they sort of jump thing. But once they're in full flight, they're on the back legs, just flat out, trying to get away from snakes and lizards and the bigger lizards, iguanas and stuff like that. Over here, keep coming. These are the tracks of a little legless lizard. They grow up to about that big. And they've had too much to drink, obviously. No, they move under the surface. They move under the surface of the sand.
Oh.
And as they go along, the sand collapses behind them. Is how they make the tracks. There's another creature there that goes under the sand as well, but that is a little myomelian. It's a grub or a larvae type grub. The common name for them are antlions. It's the longer, straighter ones. Can you find them, boys? So the antlions are the ones that dig these little conical holes you see in the sand. And they sit at the bottom, and they dig the hole by going around and around in circles and flicking their head away, flicking their head back and flicking the sand away. And they'll go around until they hit till they get to the bottom, and they sit right at the very bottom and wait for the ants to fall in. When the little ants or insects fall in and try and crawl out, these things will grab them. And they got like big fangs or mandibles that have porous holes in them, and they inject venom into these little ants, and it kills them, and then they suck all the goodness out of them.
Oh wow. Oop, there we go. Do they bite?
No.
No. I believe you.
That's amazing little thing.
Oh.
So these things, they can walk on the surface of the sand, and they'll walk forward. As soon as they want to hide. Excuse me. Hide. They go under. They turn around and put their bum in the sand and go underneath the sand, and they move exactly like that. They under the surface of the sand, and the sand collapses behind them. So where you see this line is, and it stops like that. That's one there.
Oh, okay.
All right.
So if we poke that there, you'll see it moves. Yeah.
Yep.
Oh,
yeah,
wow.
There he is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, he doesn't like that, does he?
Yeah.
No, he doesn't.
Funny about that. Oh, wow.
For us here, tracks were like important, but not as important for us that we depended on them for food. We depended on some tracks for food, but most of our food came from the salt water and the ocean. But people inland, the tracks were vitally important for their survival, in that they knew, how to track these particular animals by their tracks, and that's how they survived. And you'll hear from people from the inland countries and tribes, a lot of people will talk about song lines, especially around the desert area, inland desert areas. They had to rely on song lines to know where the water holes are, because that's what these songs describe. When they start to sing, if they're on their venture or on the journey, they start to sing during the days and nights that they will go along, and they remember these songs. All the kids learn it from early age, and so those songs describe the landscape. Whether it's a peak that they have to walk towards and then turn either this way or that way to find where the water source is, where they find the water holes, the freshwater springs, there'll be game there. In areas in the bush here where there's just flat land, then you can't distinguish one landmark from another. The songs that they sing would be for the night time. So at night, and as soon as the stars start to come out, they will sing about those stars, where position that they are in, and they may put a stick up as a marker or draw a line in the sand, so that next morning they'll just walk straight for where that line is. For us here, we have not so much we do have a song line, but it's for our initiation purposes. All of our ceremonies, we sing them in line to know about our laws. If they sung them wrong, people get sick. So you have to know them off by heart. And I think there's about 150, 160 songs that they have to know off by heart. And they have to sing them in line, one after the other. You can jump one, but you can't go back. If you go back, yeah, you get sick. For us, like our people here, the bush here was our calendar. Told our people what was happening out there on the water or in the ocean. You'll see like the wattle trees here now, all starting to have bloom, yellow flowers. When they first started, it would tell our people that the silver mullet was starting to fatten up, and so people had to make lots and lots of spears. So they go out there and throw spears into these schools of mullet and have fat mullet on the fire. At that same time, there are certain stingrays start to come into season. So people would consciously hunt animals that are in season. Out of season, they don't worry about them because they don't have the goodness there that they would when they're in season. So now when the flowers finished and the beans start to sprout, it's a subtle change in the season. Excuse me, when the beans appear, that people can look forward to eating them then. So then you can collect wangai beans, and you have to cook them on the fire. So if you ate them raw, the acid in the bean will burn your lip and your mouth. So you have to cook them and then you can eat them. But once you eat them, you have to stand far apart from people, distances away from them. Because of flatulence.
Yeah.
Like our beans as well.
You have to stand far away from people because they're the most smelliest farts you can ever come across. I reckon you can use them as a bioweapon.
That's good to know.
So yeah, sometimes you're saying, oh yeah, you've been eating wangai beans.
So that-
He's got it in his mouth. He's got the tail in his mouth.
Yeah.
He's biting the tail. There's 2 pins or one there? Just the one?
So that's the barb, is it?
There's the barb.
So is that poisonous?
Run. There's a serrated.
So this is croc territory, but apparently the resident croc around in the river there doesn't come round this far. I don't know if I want to trust that or not. Woo. It's beautiful. camera in.